Hello Gemini, welcome to your reading. Hope you're all well. Thank you for tuning in. It's the Thursday the 26th of February 2026. 26. That might be significant. I'll check that up after. I'm going to do a general tarot read. Please take what resonates and leave what does not. Messages for Gemini. No, don't start flitting around on me. We haven't even begun. Are you feeling flitty, Gemini? Messages for Gemini. Queen of Wands. Sorry, Queen of Wands in the upright, Eight of Cups in the upright, Ace of Cups in the upright, the Hanged Man in reverse. Feeling confident, courageous, determined, brave, walking away from something. Love. Love for someone, love for yourself. Love for a situation. There is love, but there is also potentially walking away even though there is love. The Hanged Man in reverse. What would you have to sacrifice if you walked away? Or there's a stubbornness to walking away. There is love. There is determination. But there is standing still for a moment. Perhaps some stubbornness or thinking about sacrifice in letting go. Quite a mixed bag to begin with. So let's see what these could be about for you, Gemini. Okay, Ten of Wands just flipped out. A heavy burden, responsibility. Wheel of Fortune. Oh, what are you dealing with, Gemini? I'm going to move these over and put these other ones in the order of which they came out, because that's how I like to do it. Changes, cycles, divine timing. Unpredictable timing. Change is always inevitable in one way or the other. And consistently. Life is changing every moment, every second. Oh, and there's the Hanged Man again in reverse. He just flipped out. So, there seems to be, this is going to be a long one, isn't it, Gemini? There seems to be quite the resistance to change. There is a sudden change. There's something big going on here, or something important. A big change, perhaps. Something that's changing, that's going to impact you in some way on quite a big scale. There's a heavy resistance there. Stubbornness, indecision. And I picked up on the stubbornness when I first saw the first Hanged Man. And that's come out again. Heavy resistance and or stubbornness, and a heavy burden, responsibility, effort. Right, let's go, let's clarify. Tell me about the Queen of Wands. Why is she here for Gemini? The Fool. Determined for a new beginning. All right, so there's an ending here potentially, and there's a new beginning. A cycle, beginnings and endings. Death and rebirth, although death is not here, but a cycle, a beginning and end. A death, a rebirth. It's the same thing. Something ends, so something can begin. Something changes, and it changes, so something can begin or happen or change, or I don't know what I'm getting at, but I do know what I'm getting at. I hope you do too. I'm kind of just processing the energy that I'm getting. So a new beginning. Ace of Cups and the Fool. Okay, let's go on, because we've sort of gathered that there's an ending, possible ending, and a possible new beginning. And a very resistant, stubborn energy to end in order to begin. Eight of Cups. Why is the Eight of Cups here for Gemini? Nine of Wands in reverse. You're in two minds here, Gemini. 1 minute you're going towards the new, and when you start going towards the new, you're stopping yourself and you're resistant to it. You're courageous, you're determined in one moment, and in the next moment you are sort of giving up, feeling overwhelmed. Is the thought of the change, of the transition, too much? Is this change that you want to make too much of a burden? Does it entail too much? Is it too much effort? Do you feel like you haven't got what it takes to create this new beginning, or leave something behind in order to, or let go of something in order to go towards something new? Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. Why is it here for Gemini? Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. So are you in a quite abundant situation at the moment, and to move forwards would perhaps mean that you had to sacrifice something of your existing stability at the moment, your existing lifestyle, your existing environment, whatever it is? Are you in quite a comfortable place, but maybe financially, or abundant material comfort, but maybe not completely fulfilled, or you want more, or you want something new, but in order to get something more or get something new, you would have to sacrifice some of your existing stability. For some of you, I mean, you could just be abundant, happy, independent, stable within yourself, pouring love into yourself, going towards new beginnings, feeling confident. Could be as simple as that for some of you. The Hanged Man is here twice for Gemini in reverse. Why is the Hanged Man here for Gemini? The Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady, taking your time. Taking your time, slow and steady, but are you being that slow and steady that it's turning into that resistant energy? There's something I'm almost getting, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Yeah, I'll do it later. I'm not ready, not yet. Ten of Wands. Why is the Ten of Wands here for Gemini? The Empress in reverse. Ten of Wands, Empress in reverse. So someone here is overwhelmed, overburdened, taking on too much responsibility, taking on the heavy load, neglecting oneself, perhaps taking on the responsibilities of others, you know, looking after others, family or job or whatever it is. And they're kind of neglecting themselves through taking on too much. Wheel of Fortune. Why is it here for Gemini? Ooh, the Devil. Okay. Some karmic energy here. Someone's being held back, blocked by something that tempts them, consumes them, that they're dependent on. I'm also getting a heavy, for someone, not all of you, a heavy dependence on material things. Somebody likes their abundant material abundance, their money, their finances. They're in a good place financially, and they quite like that aspect of their life. They don't really want to sacrifice that because they enjoy money. Who doesn't enjoy money? But someone here is heavily dependent on the luxury that money brings. No judgment. We all like a little bit of luxury, don't we? The Hanged Man. The Star in reverse. But someone's not feeling too great. So someone is perhaps happy financially, stable financially, abundant financially, material comfort, self-sufficient, or sufficient in finances, but they're not completely happy. They're not completely fulfilled. There is a karmic energy here. Someone is maybe a toxic habit, thought pattern, lifestyle, a temptation, an excess. Maybe someone's spending too much money. The Fool. I'm going to take that one. There's Death. All right. Okay, that's a very significant card. Beginnings and endings. You see what I said to you earlier in the reading? Where was I? Cycles, the Wheel of Fortune. Changes, beginnings, endings. Change to, and then I said death is not here. The Death card is not here, but it's pretty much the same. There's a Death card. So yeah. Thank you, Spirit. So there's Fool, there's Death, there's the new beginning, there's the ending. You have to have the ending in order to have the beginning. Something must end in order for something to begin. It's the natural flow of change, of transition. Right. Endings and beginnings and sacrifice. What does one have to let go of? What does one have to sacrifice? What does one have to give up in order to gain? What does one have to give in order to get? Nine of Wands in reverse. Why is the Nine of Wands here in reverse for Gemini? The Three of Wands. Making plans, looking ahead, waiting for something to happen, waiting for something to begin. You're waiting for something to come to you, or you're waiting to receive something. What do you have to give to get? So you're waiting for something to come to you as opposed to going out and getting it. Or you're waiting on timing. Hanged Man twice in reverse. You've been doing a lot of waiting. Knight of Pentacles. What are you waiting for, Gemini? The Nine of Pentacles. Why is the Nine of Pentacles here for Gemini? The Knight of Wands. All fired up. Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands. All fired up. passionate and ready for action, or desire, or just ready for action, ready to go forward, ready to charge forward. But the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles, you're ready to charge forward and then you're slow and steady. Which one is it? And then of course you're held by the Devil, and there's that double hanged man there. You're contradicting, something's very contradictory here. You're up in the air, you go in 1 minute, you stay in the next. You're determined 1 minute, you're resisting the next. Knight of Pentacles. Why is he here for Gemini? The Hermit. Looking for a light, looking for a way forward. Doing some soul searching. How long have you been searching your soul for, Gemini? You're in the dark about something and you're looking for the way forward. The Empress in reverse energy. That's too many. I'm not. No, I'm not taking those. The Empress. The Empress in reverse energy. Why is she here for Gemini? The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. There he is. So there's kind of what I said earlier. The Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, the Knight of... So gearing up for action, charging forward, then sort of going back to the Knight of Pentacles energy, and it's stopping. It's whoa, slow, steady. And then the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. He's so slow that he's stopped. And he doesn't even want to go forward anymore. He doesn't even want to move. He's bored of going. The pace has been so slow, he's gotten bored of it and he's just stopped. The Ten of Wands, the Empress in reverse, the Knight of Pentacles. So something's too heavy here. Something's too heavy, someone's overburdened, overwhelmed, giving too much, feeling empty, neglecting themselves, bored, fed up, carrying this load, carrying this weight, going over and over something. And it's getting to the point where they're kind of thinking, oh, I just can't be doing this anymore, just forget it. Tell me about the Devil. Why is the Devil here for Gemini? The Lovers in reverse. So this is about a connection for someone. Quite an intense connection. Quite intense, somewhat toxic, can I say? Somewhat unhealthy. It's a temptation, and it's possibly going round and round in circles, and there's an ending and there's a beginning, and has it been ending, beginning, on, off, and then it's sort of starting again. The temptation of the Lovers and the Devil and the Knight of Wands. Lovers in reverse. Making a decision. Questioning whether someone, a connection, a love situation is good for you or not. The Eight of Cups in reverse. There he's up there. There's that resistance. Someone knows they should be walking away from something, but they keep going back to it. Keep being tempted. And there's that resistance to walk away or stay. Stay or walk away. Come back or go, or this is a very heavy energy. That Eight of Cups came out on its own accord, so I'm just going to clarify the Star. Why is the Star here for Gemini? Look at that, look. Right on the top of my palm. I don't know why I'm talking like that. Ace of Wands. All fired up, ready for action. This new, exciting beginning, creation. To manifest something, to take action on something, some sort of beginning that gets you all fired up, that you want to take action on, that you desire, that you're passionate about. This is quite a decisive, almost intense moment for you, Gemini. Very intense moment. Not just intense in the, you know, the Lovers and the Ace of Cups, but you're processing something here. And it's quite a major, you're at a point, you're questioning things, situations, connections, ending, beginning, the existing and the new, what could be, what couldn't be, what you're determined to do, and what you're kind of giving up on. All the while dealing with some karmic, unhealthy habits, lifestyles, thought patterns, relationships, connections. Tell me about death. Why is death here for Gemini? Seven of Cups. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Many options, decisions to make, things to think about, things to feel about. What should I do? What shouldn't I do? What should I stay with? What should I walk away from? Your imagination is running wild. And you're confused. And you can't think clearly. And you can't see the way ahead clearly. And it's just becoming all a little bit too much. So much so that it's freezing you. You're like a rabbit caught in headlights. Because you don't know what to do about any of it. Three of Wands. Why is the Three of Wands here for Gemini? There you go. Ace of Wands in reverse. Yep. Start, stop. Up for it. No, 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 no. Retreat, retreat. I'm going for it. No, I'm not. No, no, no. No, not yet, not yet, not yet. So the energy is starting to repeat itself now because this is what it is for you at the moment. And it's a heavy one. So until this is resolved, nothing's going to change. Simple as that. Knight of Wands. Why is he here for Gemini? Three of Pentacles in reverse. Imbalance. An excess, an imbalance. There's not an equal balance here. Something is excessive, or there's some sort of lack of effort somewhere, or someone's wondering about the effort sort of dynamic of things. The Hermit. Why is he here for Gemini? Page of Swords. Curious, finding out more, needing more information, needing advice, guidance, looking for information, or looking, curious, thinking, wondering, asking. Watching, waiting. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Seven of Swords. Being strategic. Perhaps secretive, or there's something secretive going on here. or there's some sort of strategy, not letting anyone know your plans, or someone's not letting someone know their plans, or someone's being a little bit secretive here. I'm just going to put it out there. There's a casual connection here. There's a casual connection that could be not publicly known. I always get a bit anxious when I say things like this because I don't want you all to think that I'm telling you that you're having affairs or... But I'm talking, you know, this is energy and real life. It's not, I'm not doing Disney Cloud Tarot. These things happen in life. So I'm just picking up the energy from what I'm seeing. There is Queen of Wands, Lovers, the Devil, Seven of Swords, King of Wands, Knight of Wands, sorry. There is a casual connection here, whether it's secret or not, but there is a casual connection here that could possibly turn into commitment, but there's something that's blocking it. The Lovers. Tell me about the Lovers. Ace of Cups. There you go. Yep. There is love here. But there is also temptation, unhealthy cycles, habits, behaviours, endings and beginnings, confusion, secrecy, burdens, starts and stops. This is a heavy one, Gemini. A heavy one. Eight of Cups. Nine of Wands in reverse. And someone's... Nine of Wands was there as well. Someone's just... Yeah. This is... yeah. Been going on for quite a while. Ace of Wands in reverse. Eight of Pentacles. I'm going to put these into their suits for you, Gemini. Let's get one from the top of these. Five of Wands, conflict. The Emperor in reverse. The Hierophant in reverse. Yeah. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Judgment in the upright. Five of Pentacles in reverse. Six of Wands in the reverse. Alright. Someone... Alright. This has... Yeah. I think I said enough. I mean, the Hierophant's there. The Queen of Wands is there. There's various other energies and cards here. I've already talked about the casual, secret dynamic that might be at play here for someone. But there's the Hierophant in reverse, which talks of... Can talk of marriage and institution, tradition, and marriage. Going against the grain as well. Going against tradition. So with all that, yeah, you can... I'm sure if it resonates, you know what I'm getting at, so I don't want to go too far into that. I'm going to put them into their suits for you, Gemini. One moment. Right, so there's a lot going on here. There's a possibility of a new beginning. I'm going to say that there is a fiery energy here, possibly Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but the energy is of fire. There is some conflict here, heavy burden, possibly heavy conflict that is, or something that's conflicted heavily, that is putting a block on. There's a lot going on here. There is a marriage. There is a connection that is possibly not out in public. I'm just going to say it how it is now. Not to offend, but I have to read what's here. And this is a collective reading, so this is not for everyone. This is not everyone's situation, but those who resonate will know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying everyone's having extramarital or external connections outside of existing connections. Just let me read the energy. there is a lot of, there's a divine counterpart here. There's a very passionate, intense connection that has been more on the casual side of things. It's something that's been going round in circles for a while, but there is potential, there has been potential, or there is, or there might be potential for long-term commitment. But someone's very resistant. Someone's very resistant because they are kind of worrying about tradition, what people might think of them, sacrificing their stability, their existing financial stability or material comforts. It's a big burden. They're very tempted, and they always have been tempted by this connection. But there's other things at play here that stops them from going towards a new beginning. It's not just a person or a connection or a temptation or a passion. There's something here that a long-term commitment that someone has been in for a long time, and that perhaps they've not been completely happy in, but they for many reasons they don't want to, for what others might think, or perhaps dominant energies, conflict, perhaps family, parents, a mother or a father, or the opinions of an older generation, going against the grain. Once you're married, you stay married, you don't divorce, you certainly don't go elsewhere, you don't sort of shame yourself. I'm not saying that's what I think, but that is what society's views have been for a long time. And I'm just going to be quiet. Yeah, there's a lot going on. I'm going to leave the reading now because I don't want anyone to think that I'm judging or saying anything. No, I'm just reading the energy. It's heavy. It's been going on for a while, and yeah, I don't know. This is the energy. I'm going to go because now I'm talking gobbledygook. I hope this resonated, Gemini. I hope, yeah, good luck, best wishes, lots of love. I'm going to make myself a cup of tea after this one. Take care. Good luck. Bye-bye.